Imagine working hard every single day, hitting your targets, facing demanding bosses, and still being betrayed by those who promised you safety. While you struggled to pay rent, someone at the top was orchestrating a plan to drain your bank account. Welcome to the reality behind the 10 biggest financial scams that directly targeted salaried employees. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the darkest revelations of the financial world. Every week, new stories exposing the shadowy side of greed. Enron. Once the shining star of corporate America, Enron dazzled the public with innovation and massive profits. Behind the scenes, executives used deceptive accounting to hide billions. In debt, employees were encouraged to invest their savings into company stock. When the fraud unraveled, they lost everything: jobs, pensions, futures. The collapse of Enron revealed how easily trust can be weaponized in the workplace. It wasn't just a fall from grace, it was a corporate implosion that shook Wall Street to its core. Theranos Elizabeth Holmes sold a dream, cheap, revolutionary. Blood tests from a single drop. Employees joined in with passion, abandoning stable careers. Inside Theranos, secrecy, manipulation, and fear ruled. Scientists were silenced, results falsified, and technology never worked. When the truth emerged, lives were shattered. Theranos became a case study in how charisma and illusion can overpower evidence and integrity. Even high-profile board members like Henry Kissinger were duped, proving that no one is immune to a well-packaged lie. Bernie Madoff. A Wall Street legend, Madoff offered steady, safe returns. Workers, retirees, and institutions funneled billions into his funds that were nothing but an elaborate Ponzi scheme. His own employees were victims. The 2008 crash exposed the lie, leaving financial devastation in its wake. Madoff's scam wasn't just about money, it was about eroding faith in the very system meant to protect us. This was not only a financial crime, but a psychological war on trust. Wells Fargo fake account scandal. Wells Fargo employees, under extreme pressure to meet aggressive sales targets, created millions of unauthorized bank and credit card accounts. Customers were charged fees for services they never requested. Thousands of low-level employees were blamed and fired, while top executives escaped with golden parachutes. The scandal highlighted how corporate incentives can turn honest work into exploitation, and how easy it is to scapegoat the front line. WorldCom. Once a telecommunications giant, WorldCom used accounting tricks to inflate assets by over $11 billion. The fraud was eventually discovered by internal auditors, but not before thousands of workers lost their jobs and shareholders were left with nothing. WorldCom became a symbol of corporate greed gone unchecked. Like Enron, its collapse served as a wake-up call about the dangers of deregulation and blind faith in leadership. Purdue Pharma and the opioid crisis. While not a scam in the traditional financial sense, Purdue Pharma's aggressive marketing of OxyContin created an addiction epidemic that ravaged American communities. The company downplayed the drug's addictiveness, incentivizing doctors to overprescribe. Thousands of lives were lost and countless more were derailed. Workers, especially in blue-collar regions, were devastated. It was a betrayal of public health in pursuit of profit. American Airlines pension scandal. In the early 2000s, American Airlines declared bankruptcy, shedding billions in pension obligations. Executives secured millions in bonuses and protections for themselves, while thousands of employees saw their retirement savings vanish. It was a brutal lesson in corporate priorities, where the boardroom thrives even if the workforce suffers. FTX. And Sam Bankman-Fried, the crypto exchange FTX, rose rapidly on promises of transparency and financial revolution. Behind the scenes, it was a house of cards. When it collapsed, billions vanished. Regular investors, including working-class people trying to build wealth, were left with nothing. The fall of FTX shows how new tech can still deliver old cons, only with faster consequences. Volkswagen emissions scandal. Volkswagen admitted to cheating emissions tests by installing software that misrepresented pollution levels. The company marketed its cars as environmentally friendly, luring in conscious consumers. While the brunt of the legal consequences fell on the corporation, it was factory workers and dealership employees who faced layoffs and public backlash. The scam exposed how dishonesty at the top can destroy livelihoods at the bottom. Equifax. Data breach. In 2017, Equifax, one of the largest credit bureaus, suffered a data breach that exposed personal information of 147 million Americans. The company delayed disclosing the breach, and executives sold stock before the public was informed. The breach wasn't just a technical failure, it was a betrayal of public trust. Millions of working people were left vulnerable, while the company minimized accountability. These are just a few examples. The truth is, behind every polished spreadsheet, every inspiring speech, and every promise of growth, there could be a scheme ready to drain every penny from honest workers. What's even more alarming is that many of these scams were sustained for years with the approval or silence of institutions meant to protect the public. Auditors, regulators, the press, all failed at some point. The worker, always at the bottom of the ladder, is the first to suffer and the last to get answers. The impact goes beyond finances. These are traumas that span generations, stories of parents unable to feed their children, of young people watching. Their dreams vanish along with their wages. It's a cruel cycle of exploitation and silence. We need to talk about this. We need to expose the backstage deals, name the perpetrators. Only then can we break the cycle. Only then can we build a future where hard work doesn't mean being at the mercy of wolves in suits. If you've been deceived, you're not alone. And if you haven't yet, this video serves as a warning, because as long as greed exists, there will always be someone turning honest work into dirty profit. Share this video with someone you want to protect, and remember, the system doesn't always play fair, but information is your best defense. Subscribe for more stories that the system doesn't want you to hear, because here, the truth is non-negotiable, and behind every fortune, there's always a dark secret.